What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to go over the popular Palantir stock and just analyze it from a technical standpoint. But before we get into that, make sure you like the video and also subscribe because it really helps my channel grow. Now, if you aren't aware of Palantir, I know it's been very popular in the last couple weeks. They are a data analyst company. They actually have several big contracts. They have a total of 125 customers, as you can see here. And the biggest one is the US government. Now, something important to note about this company, though, is that they have never made a profit. They had a net loss of $580 million, mostly because of stock compensation. So this just means that the CEOs are paying themselves. That's why they haven't had a profit. Now, that's a little concerning. And also, we have this news that Citron came out and saying that they are going to short Palantir, and it's practically a full casino at this part, because it's gone up so much over the last couple of days. Now, Citron in the past is talking about shorting Neo, and they were wrong on that one. But we're going to look at Palantir's chart and see what it has to give us. Now, from a technical standpoint, we don't have too much to go off of. Now, they IPO'd back in beginning of October, and they IPO'd around $9.56. So since then, they have hit highs of $33.49. So we've had a pretty big pullback. Now, from a technical standpoint, there isn't too much to go off of just because we IPO'd back in mid-October and we don't really have too much data to go off of. So this one's going to be a little tricky to chart out, but we can try our best. So we know that when it got to all-time highs, it just came screeching down. So we know there are a lot of sellers up there. In fact, we know that it came down. Some buyers were up here. We tried to push up, but once again, we fell. And then today, we gapped down. Now, when we gap down, that means that no sellers were present in this area, and that's what causes the gap down. And then, however, we found sellers here at $21 mark, and we opened up right here, and we're pushing up. So, I can already tell you this is an important level of interest, because once again, right here, sellers tried to keep price below this, but buyers came again. Same scenario right here. So if you're ever looking for a good dip buy, this is the first area to go off of. Another important thing to keep in mind is this area right where we gap down. Now, the gap is important because it shows us that there are no sellers present. That's something to keep in mind. So if we want to get above this area, that would be a bullish sign, but we still need to get above these red candles. Now, going into this area right here, there isn't too much to go off of just because sellers brought the price screeching down. But an area I'd look at for just a general resistance is probably right in this area right here. If we get above that, then we're bullish again and we can see what we're doing. Now, let's bring out the tool and I would show you how I would structure my trade right now if I were to get in a long position. So right now we're right here. This is how my stop loss would look. I'd keep my stop loss really tight because I don't want it going below this wick. Most likely we're heading back down to support, but I just want to get out of it. I wouldn't want to bag hold it. I still wouldn't want to bag hold it even to that support. So I would cut my losses, then wait and get back in at support. Now, it's totally up to what you want to do. If you want to hold this all the way through, and you can have your stop loss right below support just because it may bounce at support. But I trade a little different. I'd rather cut my losses, get in a little cheaper, and then ride that back up. But like I said, with Palantir, it's not too much to chart off of just because it is a new company, but they have hit all-time highs of $33, and now we're seeing that pullback. Now, this does look like a pump and dump, so I would be careful with this, but that's just because it's a new stock. But it looks like Palantir is a good company overall. They have a bunch of different products. They have the Palantir Gotham, Palantir Foundry, and Palantir Apollo. But like I said in the beginning of the video, it is a little alarming that they haven't been profitable, and the main reason is because stock compensation. So that just tells me that the CEOs are more concerned about them getting paid than their actual company being profitable. But what do I know? I don't know if that's the whole story, but based off of what I read in this article, that's what I was getting away with it. And also something I did read that was important is that the primary losses that it had was because they marketed. So their marketing loss accounted for 61% of their revenue, which is quite big. So that just tells me that they're trying to get their name out there and they're spending a lot of money doing so. But just based off what I've seen on their home website, Palantir does look like a solid stock, and that I could see it gaining more traction in the future. But if you're trading this, like I said, I would be very careful, just because we did have that aggressive sell-off since those all-time highs. Now that could have been Cintron shorting it. Who knows what happened? But we did have that aggressive sell-off. So when you're structuring your trade, make sure that you keep your stop losses tight. Now, if I was bullish on this stock, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I wanted to see it get above this area right here. If we get above this, then we can talk about it heading back to all-time highs. But until then, guys, I would just be patient with Palantir. And if you are back holding it from all the way right here, question yourself, should I still be in this trade, and could I spend my money elsewhere, somewhere better? So if you're back holding it and you need that money, I'd get out now. But if you don't really need that money, then I'd just wait out the storm. But anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in this video. And if you did like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.